We'll call the meeting to order at February 26, 2025 at 4 p.m. The meeting may be viewed on the district's website at www.29palmswater.net. The board reserves the right to discuss only or take action on any item on the agenda. And with that, Cindy, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Director Arthur is absent. Director Bowden?
Present.
Director Coghill?
Here.
Director Leeser?
Here.
Director Woods? Here.
And in honor of Director Bowden being with us tonight, Larry, would you say the Pledge of Allegiance for us? Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Larry. Okay. Next item on the agenda is additions and deletions to the agenda. Sorry, Bob. Additions and deletions to the agenda. Unfortunately, we're going to have to suspend item 5, delete item 5 off the agenda until we have a full board. I know this is something that is near and dear to all of us. We've been trying to get this done for many months now, and it's been being put off and put off, and I apologize for that, but it's most important that all 5 board members be here, and that's what we're going to do. Public comments. Are there any public comments, Cindy?
There are none.
Okay. Agenda item number 1, appointment by San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors to fill vacant board seat. General Manager.
Good afternoon, Board President and members of the board. I would like to start off by thanking Director James Lawrence Bowden for showing interest in the 29 Palms Water District and wanting to learn more about the district. At the County Board of Supervisors meeting in January on the 28th, through Resolution 2025-51, the Board of Supervisors appointed Director Bowden as the new Board of Director for the 29 Palms Water District, and the director spot will be for 4 years, a full term. Congratulations, Director Bowden, on your appointment, and if the board has any comments or for Director Bowden, I open the floor.
Amy, ladies first.
Thank you. We are very, very happy to have you joining our board, and I welcome you with open arms to the Board of 29 Palms Water District.
Randy?
Well, for the second time, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And I'll echo those sentiments. Welcome
Thank
aboard,
you
Larry.
also.
I think you're going to be an asset to the district and to our constituents. So thank you for stepping up.
Thank you.
All right. Item 2, approval of professional services agreement and engagement letter for financial and accounting services. General Manager?
Today before you is for the district was an item that we knew was not going to be easy, but it was going to be necessary. Seeing Cindy Byram off her retirement was coming, and it is here upon us today. So Starting Line Advisory is the company to make this transition as smooth as possible for years, and they have years of district knowledge needs to continue these such services. Before you today, Ian Berg and Scott Nielsen are here for any questions that the board might have. Staff is making the recommendation to approve the professional service agreement and engagement letter with Starting Line Advisory, and for the board to approve the execution of the agreements. Over that to the board.
Randy, you have anything?
Nope, I'm good to go with what I've read.
Dr. Woods?
I've read it.
All good with it? Well, gentlemen, microphone's yours.
Thank you very much. It'll be a pleasure to continue serving the district with this new company, and I look forward to seeing you all every month at these meetings.
We appreciate the opportunity to work with the district. We previously worked with Cindy throughout our careers. Just want to let you all know there's not going to be an interruption in service, and we're going to continue to do the same great job as Cindy taught us over the years. And as always, you have Scott, who has served you for many years, and I as well in previous years from about 2015 to 2019. So we're really looking forward to continuing that relationship and being a part of beautiful 29 Palms. So thank you.
Thank you. Scott and Ian, thank you both. And we look forward to doing business with you in the future.
Thank you.
Got big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
We do.
And we expect a lot.
We sure do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, shoot. Okay, and with that, we're looking for a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to accept and move forward.
I saw.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Cindy, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Director Arthur is absent. Director Bowden?
Yes.
Director Leeser?
Yes.
Director Woods?
Yes.
Director Coghill?
Yes. Okay. Item 3, review proposals and award bid to purchase a 330 kW generator, emergency generator trailer. General Manager?
A little background on a 330 generator trailer. District has currently three 330 kW generators that can go to well sites, booster stations, and are used in emergency situations where power is no longer at the facility. Currently, back in August 19th of 2023, during Hurricane Hillary, the district deployed the 330 generators to sites that were going to be important if power went out. Coming back from the weekend, one of the generators had been stolen. So we lost a 330 generator during the issue out at Cactus Booster Station. There was a police report filed, and on September 16th of the same year, district staff got a call that our generator was out at Sheep Holes Pass underneath a tarp, and that we needed to come and bring that generator back to the district. Staff brought equipment out, retrieved the equipment, and another police report was filed at the time. The rest of 2013 and 2024, that generator has been being worked on. Supply issues, new parts, being an older generator. We did receive the generator back in 2025. The generator was not fully functioning. The generator could not run the powered sites, so well 14, well 17, all the booster stations, but it can run the smaller sites. With that being said, it was not restored to factory conditions, and Aqua JPIA, which is our insurance provider, is going to make up the difference from $86,200, which is what the generator is worth right now. So district staff is making a recommendation that we purchase a 330 generator. It was kind of a push item to get done on this agenda, because after we received the old generator that does work some of the smaller sites, Aqua wants to get that check out, and we did have to bring them 3 quotes. So before you today, one is approving the new generator. District staff is making the recommendation to purchase a new 330 Generac generator from Energy Management Systems in the amount of $187,284. Again, district will be responsible for $86,200. And currently, the district does have funds in the vehicle replacement budget, but we can also pull from emergency funds. So it's getting the approval to make the purchase, and it's also just having the discussion about where we want to pull these funds from. And if the board has any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
And just for clarity, the funds that we would come up with is our portion. The other funds, the insurance company is paying for.
Correct.
And we get to keep that generator, and we'll have...
So what this is doing at the end of the day is we're keeping the 330 kW Generac generator that is not running the full sites but can still go to any of the smaller sites. And it's allowing us to get a brand new generator, and if you saw the cost of the 3 generators, $187,000 all the way up to $227,000, this is a chance for us to get a 330 kW generator for $86,000.
And keep the old.
And keep the old generator as well. Emergency generators right now are a key topic for every water district because of fires and because of emergency conditions. One of the things that district staff has looked into is in our local hazard mitigation plan, there's 2 more stationary generators that you guys have already approved that we're waiting for that will be set at some of the sites. But again, these bigger 330 generators run our wells that produce thousands of gallons per minute to the surface, and then can boost 1,600 gallons a minute at the booster stations. So these generators are key to deploy when we do have an emergency. So,
And hopefully everybody else will.
When the electricity is out, basically.
when the electricity is out, we can run those at any point. So, yes.
And have the capability to refuel.
Well, I think it's a great idea. The two things I would say, is to distribute water when there's no other way to distribute it.
Correct.
And that's why it's a generator, the electricity is out. You need to have those everywhere because things are happening in the world that have never happened before. Because there's so many people, is my theory. If there's less people, there's less problems, but there's always going to be more people. So we're rolling with that. And my thoughts is to use it because I talked to you about the vehicles that you have. They're in good shape. You praised the mechanic of this position to use the money that you were going to use for those and put that off a year.
Yeah. So Director Bowden and I had a discussion about the agenda. It's a great point. There was still enough room in the CIP budget to get 2 F-150s this year. We talked about using the money for the vehicle replacement, using it for this generator, and pushing those 2 vehicles to the next year's CIP vehicle replacement budget.
That's a good idea.
Are all of our 330s portable? Are they all on trailers?
All
And the other ones are fixed, right? The other 2 we're doing?
We have 2 at sites that are fixed currently that you guys approved last year. This year we have 2 more, so we'll have 4 stationary and 4 portables, yes.
Good.
And that's not including the emergency generator at the treatment plant and the emergency generator that runs here in
Yeah.
case this
Okay.
becomes the EOC.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll put it down.
Thank you, Matt. Only question I had.
Director Woods, any questions from your side?
Yeah, I have a couple questions. Is your recommendation then, if we're going that direction, to go with Energy Management Corporation?
Correct.
And are they local?
The Energy Management Corporation is out of Las Vegas.
And the next company was High Desert Industrial Electric?
Correct.
Are they local?
Yes, they are. And the last Generac equipment that we've had all have come from High Desert. This is the first one that they've been underbid.
And they were underbid by $9,000?
Correct.
And is there to be a discussion of where we would take this money from, be it the emergency fund for equipment vehicle replacement or another fund?
Yeah, so in the management report, I put that we should, there is going to be an access if we get rid of the 2 F-150s. We can take it from the CIP vehicle replacement fund.
Is
We
that your
can adjust
recommendation
the
to take it
funds.
from the replacement fund?
Yeah, it's a piece of equipment, correct.
Well, because you said in here that there was another option.
There is emergency funds that we always have in the CIP budget, but I think vehicle replacement, the other thing you can always do is we can do a budget amendment where we add that 86.2 to the budget and then we would just up that budget price as well. But if we're not going after the other 2 F-150s, I don't know if we really need that as well. So the emergency funds would be nice to have in case we have another issue that we really have to push at emergency funds.
Have you purchased equipment or done business with the Energy Management Corporation as opposed to the High Desert
No.
Industrial?
This will be the first time that we purchase from them.
And so your recommendation is based solely on the $9,000 price difference?
Correct. It's the same generator. 3 quotes are the same generator.
But you haven't done business with them, service, anything else like that?
How many generators we already purchased from High Des?
High Desert has had the 3 that are existing 330 kWs, and then the 4 stationary generators have all come from High Desert Industrial.
A lot of government agencies have a preference of a percentage that's on bidding for local. Is there anything like that here?
No, there's not.
Okay.
No, we don't have that in a policy.
And usually it's less, the percentage would be less than that difference is.
Correct. 3 to 5% I've seen before, but again, we don't have that policy.
And I don't believe there's anything mandating us to take the low bid.
There's nothing mandating it, but, again, the constituents of our district will say, hey, you've taken a higher bid, and why have you done that? So-
My mind's mandated that way also.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know them, but I'm sure that they're known in the business. It's not like they're unknown. They wouldn't be,
So the Bray Electric that we get the 3rd quote from, or the 3rd quote in this instant, is from Beaumont. They are always the high bid. They did work at Well TP2, so we have worked with them. But the recommendation would always be in this situation where you're going after the same apples for apples generator that you picked a little bit. the typical, the way this district has always done business.
Nobody has one in stock. It's ordered from the manufacturer and shipped here, right?
Yeah, and if you see, there's a lead time of 16 weeks, 24 weeks, 24 weeks on a lead time up from all three companies.
From any of them?
From
all three companies?
There's not a
We could get the
330.
same generator no matter who we buy it from?
Say that again?
We could get the same generator no matter who we buy it from?
Correct.
Possibility.
Some manufacturers of the generators don't go with different companies. So if you reach out to a different company, okay, the reason we've gotten 3 quotes from Generac is that's what we have here. Our mechanic can work on them. Now, we could go to Caterpillar and get quotes. We could go to,
No, I'm just saying the 3 that we got are, it could be the same generator.
Yeah, same generator.
That we get sold to us, from
Correct.
any one of them.
Correct.
Looking for a motion in a second.
So I move to approve the purchase of the 330 emergency generator trailer, the Generac, from Energy Management Corporation, the amount of $187,284.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Cindy,
Are
you
we
ready?
discussing where we pay for it out of at this moment also?
Okay, open for
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah, let's hold off then.
Well, I had asked that
Yeah.
question, and you had said that your recommendation was to take it out of the vehicle
SIP.
replacement.
Yeah,
Everybody good with that?
So add that to the motion?
correct. Yeah.
And that,
Motion
and I amend my motion to also include that the funds be taken from the vehicle and equipment replacement CIP plan fund.
In lieu of the 2 F-150s?
Sounds good. Yes.
Second.
Cindy, did you get all that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. May we have a roll call vote, please, when you're done typing?
Director Arthur is absent. Director Bowden?
Aye.
Director Leeser?
Aye.
Director Woods?
Yes.
Director Coghill?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 4. Consideration of possible approval for purchase of an EHWACHS valve exerciser.
Today before you, for the Board of Directors, is a new valve exercising piece of equipment. Back in 2012-13, district staff made the decision to turn all valves in the district through a valve turning piece of equipment. Currently, district staff exercises an average of 1,856 valves a year. District would like to purchase the valve exerciser, install the piece of equipment on a truck. The guys out in the field really thought the trailer, you can't get as close to the ditch. And during budget time, this is something that we would ask staff, hey, make your jobs easier. So a truck-mounted valve exerciser is a skid-mounted. So before you today, there's 4 quotes from EH-WOX. Typically the district goes out for 3 different quotes. But with us using EH-WOX and them being integrated to the GIS and the familiarity with the district already, district staff is making the recommendation that we go after the EH-WOX skid-mounted diesel in the amount of $99,648.70. During budget talks, this was an item that was in the vehicle replacement, equipment replacement list. Another background is the district staff at this point is not getting rid of the valve turning trailer. We are going to do some revamp and see if we can get the vacuum working to the ideal condition that it was before. But before you today is a new purchase of a skid-mounted EH-WOX valve exerciser.
So we'll be able to get the workload done twice as fast with 2 teams now?
You definitely could put 2 teams on it, and there's months where when we're slow, like right now, or when things are a little busy. Mike's 250 valves this month is what's on the agenda.
Wow.
You could send 2 crews out to do
That'd be
valves.
great.
Yeah, so, and before the valve exercising program was 3 years. We've since, with the valve exercising piece of equipment, we've made it a 2-year program. This district is at every valve in the district every 2 years. To exercise, to vacuum out, to take a look, and that's how we see if there's issues. That valve exerciser works in a way that it will break free the valve where the guys aren't spinning it with 2 guys and hurting their shoulders, and it's the reason the district has gone to a valve exercising piece of equipment instead of manual labor turning valves.
So we're losing the employee fitness program. What you telling me?
I can also assume that since it's going to be skid mounted on a truck as opposed to being drugged by a trailer being drugged by a truck, that it's going to be easier to park, easier to maneuver, safer all the way around. That's a good thing.
And we think the maintenance on the valve trailer that we've gone through, welding new arms on, just the issues of it being on the dirt roads that we encounter here in 29 Palms, putting it on the back of a truck is a better solution. And we also saw that solution with High Desert Water District. They brought a truck over here that had it on the back of the truck, so.
So we bought that one back in 2013?
2012, 2013.
Got some good years out of that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Thank you.
The trailer also and the skid mount unit will also have hydraulic systems on them to run our trash pumps, jackhammers. So we use that for multiple, it's just not a valve trailer piece of equipment. We have the ability to use it as a small generator, small light system. It's a good piece of equipment.
Dr. Bowden, any more comments? Dr. Woods? Dr. Weaver?
None.
Any motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the $99,640,870 quote for the skid mount diesel unit as proposed.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Cindy, do we have a roll call vote, please?
Director Arthur is absent. Director Bowden?
Aye.
Director Leeser?
Aye.
Director Woods?
Yes.
Director Coghill?
Yes. Okay, item 5 on the agenda has been tabled till we have a full board. Item 6, discussion of joint meeting with the 29 Palms City Council.
Today before you is a discussion item brought up from last board meeting with the City of 29 Palms. Staff is looking for an open discussion with all members of the Board of Directors to give direction on how we move forward with a joint meeting with City Council of the City of 29 Palms. Here today, Stone James with the city manager is here to speak. He and I have had many conversations on this topic, so he's okay to take the podium if there's any questions for he or I, but direction on how to approach the city and what we're looking for in this joint meeting.
Comments? So, Amy, I know this was your request under director's comments and future task items. We're going to need, the staff is going to need some direction because our agenda and what we vote on and do here is different from what the city does. And conversely, so is the city from what we do. So we're looking to try to find common ground, if you will, and all city council and the water district can't vote on the same issues. So this is why we're looking at to see what we want. So if you have any questions, now would be the time, or comments, now would be the time.
Yes, I don't have any questions. I have comments, and like I said, I likened it before to educational agencies. They don't get together to vote on anything. They get together to discuss interests that affect them both.
Okay.
And I think that there are interests that affect the two of the agencies for the citizens of 29 Palms, one of them being the city council and all the branches and divisions that it controls, and one of them being the water district. I think that there are similar interests in terms of development. I think there are similar interests in needs assessment moving into the future. I think that there are similar interests in emergency preparedness. I think that there are similar interests in emergency water removal due to storm. Those are just a few things that I was thinking about in terms of making an effort to combine just everybody's brain together to make sure that we are working together always for the benefit of the constituents or the citizens here in 29 Palms. And I just think that it's a very good thing to do when agencies discuss and work together for mutual benefit interests.
And with that, sir, the microphone is yours.
Thank you, Chief Coghill. Appreciate that. And I don't know if this is on, so I'll use my outdoor voice. So Director Woods, I appreciate your comments, and Matt and I have just developed an outstanding relationship and are in frequent communication about a variety of items. Certainly appreciate why you want to get the two boards together. Maybe something that the board could collectively discuss is doing a concept of 2-on-2. So 2 board members from this committee would meet with 2 council members, and we could do 2-on-2s, and so there could be discussions in that 2-on-2 format, and then maybe get a sense from those 2-on-2 meetings, then have maybe several topics that could be discussed then collectively if we were to jointly notice, obviously pursuant to all the Brown Act requirements, come up with an agenda, things of that nature. That might better inform, this is my opinion, but that might better inform a discussion and a joint discussion if in fact you wanted to bring your board, the 5 of you, in front of or together with the 5 city council members. So that just might be a good first step so that we all kind of know what direction we're pointing and what needs to be discussed and what we want to bring up and then also what we don't want to bring up. Because there might be some things that, there's always an acrimonious few, in the community that want to latch on to something and blow it up into something that's take a non-issue and make it into an issue. So that might help minimize that if we have a chance to discuss those beforehand.
So you're suggesting an ad hoc committee
Yes, sir.
from both organizations?
Yes, sir. I've seen in times past, maybe an ad hoc committee, or if there, or maybe even, and obviously we'd have to check with the city attorney, but, those 2-on-2s.
Certainly.
So, 2 from this, 2 to that, and then, could there be other discussions? Obviously, there can't be done in serial, it can't be done in parallel, but we just have that ability to do that, kind of thresh out the issues.
I'm pretty sure the fire department issue started off that same way, 2-on-2, back years ago.
Joint ad hoc?
Mhm.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And then they came together after they had discussed it and came to consensus of what needed to be discussed and what should be discussed.
That's a good point, Larry. Good
With
point.
both
'Cause
both
it-
managers are in that also.
Mhm.
You don't leave those people by themselves.
I will say, district staff has also reached out to legal already, just in preparation and communication about how this can work. Obviously, voting things as 2 separate boards, so no voting issues we would discuss. But an ad hoc committee, Stone and I have talked about, and I think it's a great idea, at least to kick it off, and then we can get an agenda maybe through there. So maybe the consensus is that we form an ad hoc today, or we can bring that back. Actually, we probably should bring that back to form an ad hoc, so.
Yeah, we should, because it's not on the agenda.
Where does it go to have the 2 managers? We put together items that we think are a joint issue thing to discuss, and we put it back to Mr. James through you. And then when the 2 of you figure out there's a consensus that both can do, No?
They all 6 people will meet at one time. The 2 managers and 2 and 2.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, that's the way it
we
should
can do it
be.
that way.
Yeah.
And I know I'm new here, but I would certainly want to be a part of that.
I was gonna ask you if you would like to be. But we'll do that at a future date and time.
Future agenda items, maybe we can
Yes.
bring that out as a board of director.
We will. Does that answer any or all of your questions? Do you have any others?
It does, thank you.
You're good?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Stone. Appreciate you being here.
Okay. Item 7 is the consent calendar. Matters under the consent calendar are to be considered routine and will be enacted on a single motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the board, staff, or the public request specific items to be removed for separate discussion and action before the board votes on the motion to adopt. They include the minutes of the regular meeting held on January 22nd, 2025, and the current audit list.
Motion to accept?
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstained, I wasn't there.
Understand. 3-1, the 3 abstain. All right. Paper's in order here. Item 8, there are no item 8 because nothing was removed. Item 9, management reports. And we'll start off with maintenance.
Good evening, Board of Directors. The Operation and Maintenance Department performed the following tasks during the month of January 2025. Responded to 157 USA's, underground service alerts. We had 44 shutoffs for the month. Total work orders completed were 553. There were 13 customer valve replaced. There were 1,260 past due bills. totaled $8,838 in penalty fees. And if the board has any questions, I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Randy, you have any questions?
None for me, thank you.
Director Ryan?
I just got something on my mind. Can I get in, not now, to sit down and see how we go about shut-offs? What the routine is, because I have no idea.
Yes, yeah. So there is a rule, just to let you know, SB 998 is a 3-month shut-off process. Billing is great, all the ladies in customer service, but then how we implement the shut-offs after the 3 months of not paying your bill, I'll sit down with you and get the customer service reps involved as well.
Director Woods? Anything?
None, thank you.
I have none. Thank you, Mike. Water quality, Superintendent Sheldon.
Water quality for the month of January 2025, chlorine level in the distribution system averaged 0.53 milligrams per liter. Bacteria samples, we had 40 routine and 15 specials, all indicated absent for cholera alert. And fluoride samples, we collected 28 throughout the system, with the average being a 1.16 milligram per liter. Production, we were down 18% compared to 2013, but we were up 0.82% compared to a year ago. If you have any questions.
You said 1.6%. What's acceptable or unacceptable? Fluoride, I think?
Oh, you gotta be below a 2, right?
That's it?
Director Woods?
We have no questions, thank you.
Thank you, Ron. And finance.
Good evening. The financials you have in front of you are for December, so it's halfway through the fiscal year. Net revenues to fund your capital program, so that's your revenues minus your expenses, are at 88% of what we budgeted. So we have brought in about $1.1 million. The budget was $1.2 million to fund the capital program. So after I leave, if it goes to shit, it's their fault. That's all I have to say about that, because I am leaving you in a good spot.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
But in all seriousness, it's been my pleasure to serve the district for 13 years. When I first started, I was told, hey, you know, you guys come out here, you'll have dial-up, and you'll have internet, and it'll be great. And because I lived in Orange County, and we had AOL, like that ping thing. I don't even remember what it was. What did we used to call it? So that didn't work. So I ended up moving to Yucca Valley just to be near you guys. So I put some pressure out to these guys because they live a little bit farther away. That, you know, there are houses closer by. In all seriousness, though, it's been my pleasure, and you couldn't have picked anybody better to serve you as well, because they both have been out here for collectively, I don't know how many years. Not even simultaneously, maybe at a certain time, I don't remember. So they know the district in and out, so you're in very good hands. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any votes?
None. Thank you, Cindy.
Director Woods?
You're welcome.
Thank you, Cindy.
Very
Dr.
welcome.
Bowden? No question? No. I have no, thank you. Thank you for what you have done for us, and I wish you well in retirement.
Thank you.
You're going to be missed. All right. And lastly is our general manager. Manager's report.
And I will try to be quick. Good afternoon. On January 28th, I attended the County Board of Supervisor meeting to appoint James Lawrence Bowden as our new Board of Directors. I just wanted to bring that up again. That was a meeting down at San Bernardino County with all the Board of Directors, and it was unanimous in the 56th of the 70th item in the consent calendar. So with that being said, on January 10th, I attended the mass casualty event in the Joshua Tree National Park. It was an emergency event with a mass bus accident. Stone James and I took part as role players. It was a lot of fun for both of us to be there. We did get helicopter rides out of the national park, and they somehow lost me all the way down to Desert Regional. So that was interesting. But the different agencies that were involved, San Bernardino County Fire, Riverside County Fire, the base Combat Center Fire, San Bernardino County Police, the school districts, the 29 Palms Water District, the City of 29 Palms, and many more agencies were involved. And to see that incident where helicopters came in and students were hurt on buses, it's good to have big production, emergency management, and incidents that you partake in and understand what those people are going through with communication, because communication failure is the biggest issue that you have in those situations. So on February 21st, I was a guest on the Z1077 Up Close Morning Show with Gary Denyo. Just wanted to thank Gary Denyo, and I also wanted to thank the district for giving me this opportunity to represent you guys. So thank you guys for that. This morning, I attended the Don Rao roundtable meeting that we have monthly. Just again, all emergency response, and cities and water districts are there as leaders having communication about events going on and situations that we've seen. And the last but not least, certainly not least, I would like to congratulate Cindy Byram on her retirement, her professionalism, her value, her dedication, and her direction, but most importantly, her friendship to us as a district and what she's provided to us. For the customers of the district, to the board of directors, to the employees, I just want to thank you because you were part of our team for years and keeping this district in financial track. I don't know if you picked it up in as good a position as we are currently. The finances at the time, I think, were a little tough, and she's worked hard to get them straightened out. Ian and Scott, I look forward to working with them. They've been with the district for over 10 years in the finances. We're in good hands. And to go right into budget season and not skip a beat, a testament to you guys for approving that and making sure that we were successful in getting this finance team on board right away. With that being said, we do have some cake at the end of the meeting for Cindy. And just want to thank her again for her years of service with us.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Any questions of the general matter?
None.
Okay, item 10, future agenda items and staff tasks, director's comments and reports. Obviously, on the director's or staff, director and tasks, comments and reports, we need to table. We need to put on the next agenda an item for the ad hoc committee. Do you have anything?
Yep.
Okay.
I'd like to see you look into purchase policies for procurement, local vendors, ratios. I'm not a fan of low bidder. I'm a fan of best value. So I want to know that if I'm getting a good price from somebody, I'm getting either something better in service and promissories on deliverables. But I'd like to see something developed for that.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. At all times, if possible, even if there is a slight price difference, I am a proponent of local purchase, local service. It all comes back into local communities. So I agree, Randy, 100%.
As long as it doesn't look like we're rewarding somebody exclusively.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. And again, a $30,000 difference is different than a $4,000 difference, but low bidder doesn't always mean that's the way we should go.
Right. So setting that policy and procedure, just making sure we have thresholds in place that we're still doing the fiduciary responsibility of this district that'll be some direction that I look from you guys. And maybe we can do that on one-on-ones just to understand what that threshold could look like. If there was somebody local at a 3% difference, would we look at that, or 10%, or whatever that might be, whatever you guys are comfortable
Yeah,
with.
like a cap difference, like if the low guy's within XYZ of the next lowest one, we go with the local vendor versus somebody else. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
Yeah. That way the local gets the shot if it's a small variance and they're a little bit over. That way it's not just automatic.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Any other agenda items you'd like to see for the future?
Not me.
I will call the board's attention to the fact that the conference is coming up in August. Be thinking about what your plans are going to be for the last week of August, because that's on the horizon. It's in your special districts magazine that you get. I believe it's on page 10, and the whole outline's there. So, need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Very good. Need a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. We are adjourned.